Welcome to Turks and Jerks, everybody. Big crowd. Jason Rubin's at the end of the table. Michael Shore, Lindsay McCormick. You may have seen her on the NFL Network. I'm just saying. Ben Mankiewicz. It's Turks and Jerks. We will start with Turks, and I'll begin there at the end of the table. Jason.
All right, Jeff Fisher. He trolled the Washington Redskins to perfection.
Yes, he did.
In 2012, a blockbuster trade which sent the Rams' second overall pick in the draft to the Redskins, or I should say Pigskins, also returned the Rams about 5 or 6 draft picks. And Jeff Fisher decided to send specifically Janoris Jenkins, Michael Brockers, Zach Stacy, Stedman Bailey, Greg Robinson, and Alec Ogletree out for the coin toss. Perfection. Perfection of trolling. Great call by Jeff Fisher. Also, 82-0 last 2 games for the St. Louis Rams.
Do you think anybody on the Redskins at that moment, like Gruden or Snyder or anyone, was paying attention to exactly who was out there?
Oh.
No.
Does anybody pay
Bruce
attention
Allen
to the
might
coin
have.
toss?
Bruce Allen.
I don't think Bruce Allen or Dan Snyder know who the Rams picked. Bruce Allen is not a
Right, that's a
football
good
guy,
point. He's
you know?
not. He's not. He's a figureheadish.
He's a salary cap guy. That's
Yeah.
what he sort of was brought in for, and he didn't know Stedman Bailey.
Right.
Yeah. I also think it was nice of Jeff Fisher because it got Zach Stacy on the field.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. It's finally to see him.
I did love that, of course, because any effort by someone else to sort of cleverly humiliate the Pigskins is okay by me. So good call, Jason. Michael?
I like Reggie Bush, and at the same time also the NFL. The NFL get the Turks of the Week. Reggie Bush came out with his "I Can't Breathe" T-shirt, similar to what's that?
Derrick Rose.
That
the
other
National
league.
Basketball
Yeah.
Association.
In the American Basketball League, there's a guy named Derrick Rose who also did it, but Reggie Bush did it. Gave a hat tip to Eric Gardner and everybody who's out there. He was coming back for the first time, Reggie Bush, in a little while, and the NFL hasn't said anything and hasn't reprimanded yet. So I think it was a nice thing to see on Sunday.
There were a few other players to do it as well.
Yeah, there were other players.
There were other players. Reggie Bush, the most marquee of them. Yes.
Also, Reggie Bush, whose cleverness on the field is often applauded, but rarely his toughness. There were a couple plays in that game, including one really big third down play where they swung it out to him, and it was like 3rd and 8, 9, 10, and he had nothing. And he hit guys, and he bounced, and he made moves, and he lunged and stuck the ball out and got a first down. It led to a touchdown in a game that they won, and more importantly, or less importantly, covered.
And Jim Caldwell, his coach, mentioned that too in his post-game press conference.
He played really
tough.
tough. He's a terrific player. He didn't turn out to be the player we thought he would be, but he's still a terrific player. And I hope, obviously, we all do, that the NFL doesn't take a stand against the. They may let it go on another week or so before they ask.
Yeah.
Be their better thing. Hey, please don't do that, or just nothing. Just let it happen.
Right.
Let the players do it before the game.
The official basketball organization didn't, and so.
By the way, every
I can't
Friday
see
here
how
at the
they'll
Young
do it.
Turks, Dave Rubin and I do an ABL show.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it's a great show.
You guys know the ABA and the NBA merged like back when you were kids, right?
Michael does not know that.
I didn't know that.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Lindsay?
Yes. So this week I only have 1, so you'll be proud of me, rather than 8. And I'm going to go with teams this week. So my Turk of the week.
By the way, you
is
said
gonna
you
be,
only have 1, and you're going to go with teams.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
all right.
No, I
Already
mean
we
like
have a
for the
problem.
Turks and
Oh,
then for
okay,
the Turks.
all right,
So I just
okay,
have one
that's fine.
team
All right.
for my Turk of the week, and it's going to be Cam Newton and the Panthers. I mean, he had 3 touchdowns. They held Drew Brees to 1 touchdown. It's 17 points in the first 9 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm doing the Superman.
I had
Don't
I'm one of 4 finalists in our King of the Hill pool, and I took the Saints. I did not like it. I hated it, but in the end, I thought, no, this is what mature people do at this point. They're the 10-point favorite at home. I hated that game, though. And so I was watching it carefully, and the Saints, they just quit. They just quit. They were not into it, and it put Sean Payton, for me, on the list for Jerk of the Week, because they did not show any interest in getting back in that game. It's almost like they thought, well, okay, we lost this. We're still ahead of the Panthers. There's no way the Falcons are beating the Packers tomorrow night. We'll still be tied for first, and we'll move on from there. But a great showing by the Panthers, who at 4-8-1 are a half game out of first place. And it was hard for me to come up with a guy for Turk of the Week until I went back over my notes and realized that in a game where you're down 10-7, in the third quarter, 4th and inches at your own 35-yard line, and you have a big quarterback, I think teams should go for this 100% of the time, almost no matter what the score. But John Harbaugh went for it because you can't keep a 6'5" quarterback from getting that yard unless something really goes wrong with that play. Not a yard, getting inch. I'm drawing a significant distinction between 4th and 1 and 4th and that. And it was 4th and that. And Flacco leaned forward. He got about 1.5 yards on the play, and they kept it. They drove downfield on that drive, scored, took charge of that game, went up 14-10 and won it. That's the kind of aggressive play calling that makes sense. If it's 4th and 3 at your own 35 in that game, I got it. I'm not a crazy person. You punt. But you keep the ball. You don't volunteer a turnover. So John Harbaugh, I think, won that game for his team, and he's the Turk.